am MD Patra, electrical expert of MKD. This is the important thing, current division rule in parallel circuits. So here this is the parallel circuit, and as we know, in case of parallel circuit, current is divided. Here we are having two resistances here. The first current is I1 and second current is I2. And here we can find out the branch currents. Branch current means this current I1 and I2 we have to find out in terms of total current and all the circuit resistances. That is your current division rule. Okay, so let's start here. This is the circuit. This is R1, R2, I1, I2, total current I, and this is V. So as we know, the value of I1, it must be is equal to the voltage drop across R1 is V, across R2 is also V, because it is a parallel circuit. In case of parallel circuit, voltage is same. So the value of I1 must be V by R1. Okay, V by R1. Then this V means we need to find out the value of I1 in terms of total current and resistance, not in terms of V. So we have to convert V into this I. So according to Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R, and here this R means it is R equivalent of the circuit. V is equal to I into R. So this R means total equivalent resistance of the circuit divided by R1. So this is a parallel circuit. So if we go for R equivalent of this parallel circuit, it should be how much? We know that 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay. So taking the LCM, R1 into R2, here 1 into R2 it should be R2, 1 into R1 it should be R1. So 1 by R equivalent is equal to this much. But we need R equivalent. R equivalent. So it should be this by that, means R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This is the R equivalent in case of parallel circuit, where we are having two resistances are in parallel. So this value I have to put here. I into R equivalent means I into R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2, then divided by this is R1. Okay. So now here we are having R1 here in the numerator, and the denominator also we are having R1. So this R1 and R1 getting cancel each other out. So this will be I into R2 by R1 plus R2. This is the value of I1. This is the value of I1. So here we can say one branch current. I1 is the current of first branch. So one branch current is equal to total circuit current. Total circuit current is I into opposite resistance. We need to find out the current of this branch. So we have to take the opposite resistance, that is R2. Total circuit current into opposite resistance divided by total resistance, R1 plus R2. Similarly, if we will find the value of I2, or for the branch 2, I2 is equal to I into opposite resistance, means that is R1, divided by total resistance, that is R1 plus R2. We have to simply remember this formula. The value of I1 and value of I2. one branch current means total current into opposite resistance by total resistance. So here this is the formula. I1 is equal to I into R2 by R plus R2. I2 is equal to I into R1 by R1 plus R2. Okay. Then that is the equivalent circuit. If we will find out the equivalent resistance, so it is R equivalent and I is equal to R equivalent by R1. Next, concept of power. So electrical power or electrical energy. So it is derived from potential and kinetic energy, and we can tell that how much work is done, that is the electrical power. We are providing some voltage, some current will flow, and that is the work done. That is known as electrical power, or that is consumed in how much time. That is the electrical power or energy. So here electrical power is the rate or unit time at which electrical energy is transferred in the electrical circuit. How much energy is transferred when we are providing one battery or voltage and when the current will flow. And its unit is watt or joule per second. Or simply in electrical terms, we can tell power can be defined as product of voltage and current. If we will multiply total circuit voltage into circuit current, then that is P. P is equal to V into I, and the unit is watt. So here is the calculation of power in a series circuit and in a parallel circuit. So here we can verify that here this circuit is a parallel circuit. Total voltage is given, R1, R2, these are also given. And I need to find out the branch powers and total power of the circuit, and also for the series circuit. Then we can compare in which case we are getting much power. So here we can see we are having I1 and I2. This is V is given, R1 given, R2 given. So simply by applying Ohm's law, I can find out I1, that is V by R1, because here in the parallel circuit voltage is same. So that's why I1 is equal to this V by R1 and I2 is equal to this V by R2. So I can find out P1 and P2. So P means what? That I have told you in the last slide. P means this one, sorry. P means V into I, voltage into current. So here V is 12 volt and current is 2 ampere. So this is the value of P1, 24 watt. This is the power consumption by this R1. And if you go for circuit branch 2 or resistance 2, so P is equal to voltage into again current. So this is the value, that is 72 watt. And if we will go for the total power, so obviously total power means total circuit voltage into total circuit current. So now we are finding out I1 and I2. It is a parallel circuit. So I can add this I1 with I2. That is equal to total I. It is 2 ampere, that is 6 ampere. It should be 8 ampere total current. So total power must be this V into this I, that is 96 watt in case of this parallel circuit. Then if we will go for the series circuit, the values are same. Battery voltage and all the resistances values are same. But that I have told you that in case of series circuit, current is same but voltage is additive. So here again we need to find out the branch current, branch powers, then total circuit power. So here this is R1 is 6 ohm and R2 is 2 ohm given here. So I can find out I, because total resistance is, it is series circuit, so it is R1 plus R2, 6 plus 2, that is 8, and total circuit current must be this V by R1 plus R2 or R equivalent, that is 1.5 ampere here, and the branch powers are I into R and this is I into R2, means P1 is equal to 9 volt into 1.5 ampere. 9 volt is the voltage drop across this resistor. So how we will find out the voltage drop? We are having the current value, that is 1.5 ampere. We are having the resistance value, that is 6 ohm. So voltage drop means simply I into R. That is voltage drop. So this current I into R1. I into R1 is V1, that is 9 volt. And I into R2 is V2, that is 3 volt. So for finding out P1, I have to write down I into this, I is 1.5 ampere and this is V1. And this is I is the same one because it is series circuit. So 1.5 ampere and 3 volt is the voltage drop across this R2. So we can find out P1 and P2. Again we need to find out total power. Total power means total circuit voltage into total circuit current. So here total circuit voltage is 12 volt, circuit current is 1.5 ampere. So now the total power is 18 watt. So here we can easily compare both the circuits, means we have taken voltage source and resistances at same values for both series and parallel circuits. But in case of parallel circuit, total power consumption is 96 watt here and here it is 18 watt. So obviously in case of parallel circuit, we are getting much power or more power as compared to this series circuit, and this is the concept of power in series and parallel circuits. Then move on to the next slide. Let's do some problems regarding this series and parallel concept. So the first one is, this is the circuit. This is point A and B. This is R1, R2 and R3. And we need to find out RAB. What is the value of RAB? R equivalent. So here if we will see the circuit, we will consider that this is series circuit. It is seen like a series circuit, but it is not exactly like that. That means this point A, this is one simple wire. So this is also, we can tell this point A. There is no resistance between this point and this point. It is only one point. This is point A. Similarly, this point B is this one. This is only one wire. So here also we can take this is point B. So separately, if we will take point A and point B here, point A and point B. So here you can see, or if you go for this R1, one end of R1 is connected to point A, another end is connected to point B. So I can redraw this circuit like this. Means R1 is connected in between point A and B. One point is at A, another point is at B. Then if you go for R2, one point is connected to A, another point is connected to B. That means R2 is also connected within point A and B. Again, if you will go for this R3, one point is connected to point A and the another end is connected to point B also. That means R3 is also connected within point A and B. So now you can compare. This is a parallel circuit, it is not a series circuit. And I need to find out RAB. So R equivalent in case of parallel circuit is how much? It should be 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. This is the answer. Move on to the next question. Here we are having one parallel circuit with a series resistance. So here I am drawing the circuit. The values are 10 ohm, 10 ohm and 10 ohm. And here also we need to find out the RAB or R equivalent of this circuit. So here we can see this two resistances are in parallel and the total combination are series with this one. So here I can write down this is 10 and the parallel combination I can redraw this circuit like this. This is one resistance. This is point A and point B. This is 10 ohm and this resistance is 10 parallel with 10 ohm. This is the symbol of these two lines are the symbol of parallel circuit. This 10 parallel with 10 and total this resistance each series with this 10 ohm resistance. So here I can write down simply RAB is equal to 10 this one, or I will name this R1, R2 and R3. So I can write down here this is R1 plus R2 parallel with R3. So now I will put the values. The value of R1 is 10, value of R2 and R3 also 10. So it is a parallel combination. In case of parallel combination, the total equivalent is R2 into R3 means 10 into 10 divided by R2 plus R3 means 10 plus 10. 10 into 10 divided by 10 plus 10. R2 into R3 by R2 plus R3. Then, so the total equivalent resistance of this circuit, it must be 15 ohm. This is the answer. Then the third question, here we are having two resistances are in parallel, then one resistance is in series and one simple path. There is no resistance. One simple wire is here, no resistance is here. So no resistance in this branch means it has R is equal to 0. In this branch R is equal to 0. So if it is 0, then we need to find out what is the equivalent resistance of this circuit. So let's solve it. The question is, the values are same as like the previous question. Simply this one parallel path is here and here the value of R is equal to 0. If this is 0 means it is a short path. If it is a short path, now all the current will flow through this path. No current will flow through this parallel circuit. That means, or simply in other words, this R2, R3 and this one R0. All the three resistances are in parallel. So in the parallel branch, one value is 0. We know that R equivalent in case of parallel circuit is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. But in this case, one value is 0. So simply in a parallel circuit, if one value is 0 means R equivalent is equal to 0. Total circuit R equivalent resistance for this parallel circuit is 0. So therefore RAB, total equivalent resistance RAB is equal to this series resistance only. So the answer is only 10 ohm. This is the answer. Okay. Next question. Here we are having one voltage source in the circuit and three resistances are in parallel and we need to find out RAB. So here if we will find out the total circuit current, then I can find out V by I is equal to R. Total circuit voltage by total circuit current is equal to total resistance. So let's solve it. I am drawing the circuit diagram here. And the values are 200 volt, 20, 10, 100. This is 20, this is 10 and this is 100, and the currents are suppose I1, I2 and I3, and this is the total current is I through the whole circuit. So according to Ohm's law, total R equivalent must be this voltage by this current V by I. So finding out, if I will find out this I, means I have to find out I1, I2 and I3. So this is a parallel circuit. So voltage is same throughout the whole branches. So I can write down here I1 is equal to 200 by 20. I2 is equal to 200 by 10, this one, and the value of I3 is equal to 200 by 100. Then after finding out this I1, I2 and I3, I can find out I, that is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, and the value is, then R equivalent is equal to this 200 volt by total I, and finally the value will come out 6.25 ohm. This is the value of R equivalent of this circuit. Okay, so in this class we have discussed about what are the resistances, what is Ohm's law, how we are applying this Ohm's law in electrical circuits, and what is a series circuit, what is a parallel circuit, what are the merits or what are the advantages of series circuit and what are the advantages of parallel circuit. And these are the key points here. In series circuit, as I have told you, voltage is additive and current remains same throughout the whole circuit, and R equivalent is total arithmetic sum of all the resistances. Then in case of parallel circuit, total voltage is same throughout the whole circuit, current is additive, and current division rule, it is applicable for parallel circuits only for finding out the branch currents. It can't be applicable for series circuit, because in case of parallel circuit current is divided, in case of series current is constant. So this current division rule I can apply in only parallel circuits. And these are the important questions we have covered. The statement of Ohm's law, limitations, definition of resistance, what is the difference between series and parallel circuit, and current division rule, and then we have solved some numericals regarding series and parallel circuits. Okay, and for this class we are having this much, and in the next class we will go for some electrical theorems or laws of electrical circuit, and that will be helpful for you for solving critical circuits. If we are having a complicated circuit in the network and I can solve it by simply using series and parallel circuits or series and parallel conversion, then only we will go for these laws, and we will study it in the next class. Okay.